just answering your questions, and also I'm cutting the session. Okay, if you have any queries related to accessing the nodes or whatever it is, you please call our admin. First go to Ashok IT website. ashokitech.com is our website. ashokitech.com is our website. So just go to that particular website and you can find out the admin contact there, and you can just make a call to admin and try to find out the accessibility, or you can even chat in the WhatsApp also, because you already added to the chart, right? So the WhatsApp group, you can use chat and you can just get the updates regarding that. Okay, so now let's move on. Okay, now right. Okay, so I will only upload the notes. Always do remember, I will upload the notes every week, notes on Saturday. I mean to say that this weekend sessions will be uploaded on Saturday. So like that. So we will be getting like that. Okay. So now coming to the point here. Okay. So that you can get the 1 week of notes at one time. So now here we are discussing about the first value, that is called validate. Yeah. Actually, this is the default value. What happens in validate is hibernate is actually going to check whether the mapped table, the columns, whether the types of the columns, it just validates whether the table and columns exist and their types are matching or not. That's it. So what here hibernate validates, okay, whether the table and the columns mapped, whatever. Okay, so it validates whether the table and the columns mapped are matched or not. So what happens if not, then will throw an exception. Hibernate will throw an exception, but in hibernate all exceptions comes under runtime exceptions. Nothing but there are unchecked exceptions. So if not, it throws exception. Basically, that's what a validate will do. The second one, that is called create. So basically what create value will do is it first actually going to drop the existing table if table exists. So if a table, for example, already exists, then what it will do now, it will first drop the table and then creates a new table to perform the operations on the new table. So the drawback of create is what, suppose you have already a table in database and you have already records in that, so you are going to lose the records. You are going to lose the data if the table already exists in the database. So create is a value that is allowed or that is recommended to use when you are sure that you don't have any table in the database, or when you are executing your application for very first time and where you don't have any table in the database and you don't have any records in the table, so then you can go for this, right? So that is the create value actually. So when you set the value create for this property, that's what is going to happen. So what hibernate will do is hibernate will drop the table if exists and creates a new table to perform operations. Okay, that's what create is going to do. Okay, so if you have any queries and all, you just only ask through chat. Okay, maybe some people are raising your hands or so, but it's not possible now. You can just simply use the chat box. Okay, utilize the chat box and send queries to me, whatever that you would like to ask me. So I will definitely I'll get into that. Now, what is happening here? Hibernate drops the table if exists and creates a new table to perform operations. So when it is recommended to use, actually this value is recommended to use when you are using it for first time. If your application you are using it for first time, then it's recommended to use. Right. So basically what I'm trying to say, if for example, if you are working with the first time, then you can able to use it. So if your table already exists and you have already data, so then don't use this value create. What will happen now? Then you are going to lose the data because it's going to drop the table if the table already exists. Okay. So it is recommended to use for first time execution of the application. Okay, while executing application for first time. Right? So it will drop the table if it exists and creates a new table to perform the operations, right? It is recommended to use while executing an application for the first time. And that is what the value called create. And there is a value that is actually called as update. Here it doesn't create a table. There are two things here. If the table does not exist, it will create a new table. And you won't lose any data if the table already exists. Okay. But one thing, if the table exists and the columns are also exist, but the tags are not matching together, then it will throw an exception. Suppose if the table exists and say a column is not exist, then it will alter the table and that particular column will be added. And you won't lose any data which is already there in the table. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm updating. If the table does not exist, then it will create a new table and perform the operations. And in case if the table already exists, then we'll use the same table and we won't lose any data. So that's the reason why basically update is the best value. So when you don't want to use previous data, but again you want to just work with the new data of the application, then you go for create. But when you're running your application, you also want to utilize already existing data, then you go for update. So basically update is somewhat recommended value when compared with create. Right. So here is the concept now. Okay. This is what we are going to use. Update is the value that we are going to use in production. So what Hibernate do now? Hibernate uses existing able to perform operations. Okay, it uses existing table to perform operations. And one more point I just want to tell you is that what, for example, right? So it uses an existing table to perform operations, right? So what the one more point I want to say that if not exist, then it creates a new table, right? So obviously, then a new table is created to perform operations. Creates a new table to perform operations. Okay, so that's what the meaning of update. If exist, okay. If not exist, then creates a new table to perform the operations. That is what the update is saying. And is the best value. So we don't get any data loss in case if the table already exists and if there are some records. And on the existing table only, if you want to perform the next operations, then better values go for update. No, you don't want to conserve the existing data, but whenever your application runs, at that time you want to create a new table and you want to perform the operations, then you go for create. But the best value is update, obviously. The next one is create hyphen drop is a value, right? So let's have a discussion on what is create hyphen. used for when you are executing some unit test cases. See, what it will happen is hibernate creates table, a new table. By dropping the existing table, it creates a new table. And once execution is happened, once execution is done, it will drop the table also. Which means what, once your application is executed, if you go and look at the database, you don't find your table. Why don't you find the table in the? Because you don't, you have used the create-drop. That what hibernate has done, it has created a table and performed the operation on the table and dropped the table. So why it is created and why it is dropped is because you are executing a unit test case, for example, and for executing your unit test, you need a table in the database, so creates a table, and once your unit test is completed, the table is not required, so it is going to drop it. Just for testing now, we are working with unit testing, this create type and drop is the value used, especially when you are executing unit cases on your code. So what is going to happen here? Hibernate creates a table by dropping an existing table. Okay, it drops the existing table, creates a new table, and performs operations on that. And at the end of the application, it will drop the table. Once again, what happens when you are executing some other unit test case? Again, a new table will be created. The test results are executed onto that particular new table, and once the test is completed, that table get dropped. So that is only for storing the test results for a temporary moment of time. It's not for using for further. So obviously, what happens? The table get dropped, and the new table get the table get dropped, and when the next test case executes, a new table is created. So it is specially given for unit testing purpose. So that's what you have to consider. So what's going to happen here? Hibernate will drop the table if exists. Okay, creates a new table. Okay, it's a new table to perform operations. Right? And then drop the table at the end of execution. Right? So why it is happening like this? Why it is going to create a new table, perform operation, then dropping it? This is for it's basically used in unit testing cases. It is used in unit testing. That's what the value called create-drop. So what it will do now? It is just basically going to first, it is first going to create a table, but dropping existing table if exists, then it is going to perform operations on that, and finally it is going to drop it. Like this, these are the different values what you should know regarding HVM to DDL data property. Now, we will start now creating our application, because you got idea of how to write the mapping file and how to write the configuration file. And we will create one Maven project, and I will tell you what are the dependencies to be added in the Maven project form.xml file. So hope you guys are having the knowledge on Maven, right? So how we can create a full Java project in Maven. Maven is a build tool which makes the application build process very simple. So it will take care of downloading the jar files from either remote repository or from central repository, and it will keep all of them into the local repository. Okay. So those things, even yesterday also you just go through some basic steps of the Maven for you to understand about this class. Okay. So we are going to use Maven as a build tool. Both our applications we will use Maven as a build tool, and we we are just going to create a Maven project first. And Maven projects contains an important file that is called pom.xml file where we can add our dependencies. And those dependencies are nothing but they are the jar files or the libraries. And when we add a library, so it will automatically download. It's a transitive dependencies also. Like if that dependency jar has internally depending on some other jar, and that jar is internally depending on some other jar. So all those are get downloaded and will be stored into my local repository. They're all get stored into my local repository. And whenever it's like basically whenever my application is next time going to utilize them, so the downloaded jars are used from local repository without again downloading duplicates from the central repository. So this is how the Maven what we can say call as repositories work, like local repository, and we have a remote repository, and we have a central repository. So you have okay. This is how the values are given. Somebody is asking this, I'm telling you. So the values are given like this for the different use cases. Right, okay. But when you come to production, as I said already, the DBT will automatically, will prepare all the tables, required columns, everything is ready in the production environment, right? So application will not do anything to the database features in the production. So obviously the value what we are going to use in production is update only. Okay. This create -drop is used in testing, unit testing. This create or validate we are just going to use when we are in dev environment or test environment, not in production. So the best value we can consider is update, and always we are going to use update. Okay. So we would like to start creating a project. You can use any of your IDs, whatever that you want, Eclipse or STS, whatever that you have, you can use that. So here actually I'm going to use ID as STS, or you can use Eclipse, whatever you wish. That's your wish. Okay, and we are going to create a Maven project. It's a simple Java project. It's a Maven project we are creating. And in that Maven project, we have a pom.xml file. In that pom.xml file, we are going to add the dependency name. So I will tell you what is the dependency you need to add for creating hibernate applications. When you are working with hibernate. Okay, so what are the dependencies added to the pom.xml file that I am just going to implement. Okay, so I am using Java 11. So your wish you can use Java 11 or 8, but or even Java 16, 20, that's up to you. I am using Java 11. Better to use Java 11 or Java 14, something like that. So let me do one. I'll create a new workspace. Okay, so ID you are just now IntelliJ you are using, or you are using VS Code, or you are using Eclipse, or you are using STS. Okay, this is all up to you. It's not mandatory that you must use this one only or that one only. Like I'm using currently STS ID. If not, I think in this system I don't have an IntelliJ. Somebody is asking that use IntelliJ. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't much sense about using that and using this. We will also use IntelliJ, no problem. I'll install into this machine. I think in this machine you don't have that. I have to install it. Okay, right. So let's do one. I would like to use the new workspace. enter the URL for nodes. Okay, no URL for nodes. You have to access the nodes only from our Ashokati portal. Right. So I will upload the nodes on week basis. Means we are just going to upload whatever I'm typing yesterday today. So all these will be uploaded on Saturday like that. The entire week of sections will be uploaded on the Ashokati portal on Saturday like that. You are going to get the notes. Okay, so here I have no WhatsApp link to add you. Somebody is asking. Okay, you just get. Okay, somebody is saying that I am not getting any notes from that site. Okay, you won't get the notes directly from that site. You first add to WhatsApp group and ping your admin. You will be getting some credentials, I think. And with that credentials, you can able to access the notes. Okay. Right. And if you want to add in WhatsApp group, please let's contact admin and you will get the link to add Africa. I don't have a link with me now to add you in WhatsApp group. Okay, I cannot even share that link as well. Okay. Right. So let me create now simple Maven project we are creating here actually. Sorry. So here actually we are going to create a Maven project. We are creating Maven project here. So what I did actually is I just went to this place and I didn't find any Maven project option here. So I got a project option. Otherwise you can go for other option also. You can go for the other option or you can go for the project option, whatever that you want. So I just selected the project option and here I can able to see the Maven folder and here I'm just creating one file that is called Maven project. So now here we are going to discuss. So this is my Maven project now. So now I'm going to click on next. So again here I'm going to click on next. And here we are going to get different archetypes. So here we are going to choose an archetype as Maven archetype kickstart. So that we have to select. With the filter I'm doing because there are many archetypes comes. Archetypes are nothing but they are templates can be used for constructing projects. So we use kickstart archetype of Maven archetypes. So the name is Maven archetype kickstart. Actually when I type this in the filter box, when I type Maven archetype kickstart in the filter, there are multiple artifacts are shown belongs to same but their group IDs are different. So now you have to choose with the group ID Apache Maven. Okay, so choose this one Maven archetype kickstart. Create a new Maven project and once you are getting actually the initial window, just click on next. Then you are getting this another window, new Maven project window, and here you have a filter and you can choose Maven archetype kickstart. This is the Maven archetype kickstart what we got here, right? And this is Maven archetype kickstart. You have to select here from Apache Maven group ID. Then you click on next. And here you can able to see some group ID and artifact ID you need to provide. Also a package name you need to provide. So it has given by default some version. That's not an issue. We can change the version or we can keep the version as is, also no issue. It's a snapshot version. Okay. Nothing but just it's a project under development. So generally in Maven projects, I will find the words like snapshot and release. Snapshot is not a finalized project. Release is a finalized project like that. Okay. So there is a group ID. There is an artifact ID. There is a package. These are the three the columns. The fields I've written. Okay. Group ID means this is an ID to unique identify the projects. That is called the group ID. To identify the multiple projects of a particular group, we will provide a unique group ID. So it can be something else, whatever you want, you can write. It's not an issue. I'm typing something called I'm typing group ID as com.shaker. Okay. And artifact ID. Okay. So we are just creating our first application. So I'm just typing the project name. Artifact ID is nothing the kind of project name. The project name I just want to give you 01 first application. And the package name I just want to use .shaker. Basically multiple packages I need. Only one package name I can enter here, but other packages we create manually. So for example, I'm getting something called com.shaker. Something called entity. One package I'm getting like this. Let me get another package. So first example will take some more time because we have to explain everything and then we are going to create it. So com.shaker.entity I'm just typing here. Let's create a project. It's going to get the project. So once I go it, but one thing what I want to do is actually it is binding with the Java 7, right? But actually I have with Java 11, and I would like to use some Java 8 features also sometimes, writing lambdas or things like that. That's the reason why I would like to bind it with the Java 11. Further, I'll tell you what to do. And first of all, I would like to open the form.xml. This is the project structure trigger. This is a location where we can keep our Java files, and that is source main Java. If you want to make it a little bit more visible, just a minute. I will just increase that size. Yeah, now a little bit better for you to look at this. So here is the something like this. I got it. Source main Java. This is the place where we can keep our source code file, and this is where we can keep the test case classes, test cases we can say. And we'll having form.xml. This is actually a main important file in this particular one, right? Let me tell you about what to do. So here, what I just want to do is I want to open this form.xml file. I would like to open, and I will tell you in that form.xml file. Okay, I will like to add some dependencies. I will tell you what dependencies I'm going to add. So even this font size also will increase so that you can able to see that font properly. The text font I'm increasing. Hopefully this is yeah, now we can able to see this somewhat better. So this is the form.xml file. it is giving compiler source 1.7 and compiler target 1.7. But actually we want to use 11. I want to use 11 especially, so I just want to change this compiler source target as 11. Next, what I want to do is, after changing this compiler source and target as 11, I will do one thing. So I will just update this project once. Right click and we have an option called as Maven. When you right click on the project, you can see the project Maven and you can see update project. So now we can see it is changing from 1.7 to Java SE 11. The total system library related to 11. Okay, Java SE 11 updated. The compiler source and target is first thing what you need to do, change to 11. Next, there are dependencies here. Let's comment about the dependency. So here I've added one group ID. These are the what I can say is that this is a dependency which we need to add. This is a main dependency for hibernate. So we are using hibernate 5.x version. Later I'll tell you JP dependencies we won't add when we are working with JP and hibernate. But currently we are only purely working with hibernate in the first example. So you have to add this dependency tag. The dependency tag is what hibernate-core is an artifact ID and this is a version. And one more thing, not only this dependency, we also need to add the driver dependency. Because we are connecting with, for example, here I am connecting my application with the MySQL. Even you can connect with Oracle also, that's up to you. Here I am connecting my application with the MySQL database server. Okay, so that's the reason why what I have to do now, I need to add the dependency for MySQL server, right? So to add the MySQL server dependency. Okay, let me add the MySQL dependency as well. So I will start writing the dependency tag. This is for MySQL driver. This is Hibernate dependency. This is the main dependency of Hibernate is hibernate-core, and this is the main dependency file, jar file. So it will download the transfer dependencies of hibernate-core. It has internally so many other dependencies, it will download them. I'll show you all the dependencies whatever are downloaded. So there is a dependency tag and under this dependencies only we can add all dependency tags. So I have added hibernate-core as a dependency. Now next I'm going to add this next dependency, that is Mysql driver dependency. So I'll go with the group ID, and the group ID is MySQL, and artifact ID means the jar file name MySQL connector jar. And coming to version of this, so that is I think I have something 5.0.23 something. I think it's available to us. So 5.0.23 is not available. It's saying that missing the version. 5.0.23 is not available. It is, I think, 8.0.23, not 5. Yeah, I by mistake typed 5. 8.0.23. This is a MySQL connector Java version. This is the MySQL driver actually. This is driver dependency, nothing but the MySQL driver jar file, and this is the Hibernate related jar file, and what else required is nothing. Once you have added these are two dependencies you have to add manually where in the form.xml file. This one dependency tag, this other dependency tag. So do remember these are the two dependencies you need to add. And also make sure that you have changed to either 1.8 version or you can change to 11, whatever that you would like to. So once you have created these two dependencies added to this form.xml file, this is the main file, right, in Maven projects, and these are called dependencies. Now we can able to see here. Let me So I have Java 11 in my system, so I'm using 11. Even I have Java 8 also, I'm using 8. So what like that you have whatever, for example, you have Java 16, then type version as 16 here. Based on the Java version currently you have in your system, you just add this source and again. I just want to click on the dependency hierarchy tab here. You can see this is a form.xml tab, but it also has one more tab called dependency hierarchy tab. So whenever I just click on the dependency hierarchy tab, now we can able to see here. We can able to see that there is a hibernate -4. This is the dependency, main dependency added, but these all called is transfer dependencies. JUnit dependency by default added, don't delete that, at the same time nothing to do with it. So just these are the two dependencies I've added, and when I expand this is the main dependency. It has internally multiple other dependencies. So what are the multiple other dependencies of this one? JBoss logging, hibernate, JPA, Java assist, Angular, Jane, okay, J and X, okay, JBoss transactions API, classmate, DOM4J, hibernate comments annotations. It has internally JBoss logging again as a dependency. So basically what these are all the internal dependencies of this one. We're not writing all these dependencies in form.xml. We are only adding this one, and it will automatically include all these. Under hibernate core. And this is MySQL connector Java, right? Okay, so this is the MySQL driver dependency. That's all. And finally, you are finding at the right all the result dependency. These are all the dependencies result to our project. Yes, you can click on the dependency hierarchy tab and you can see this. Now this is the form.xml file. Just what are the changes I made? I have added two dependencies like this. Next, I'm just once again going to update the project after adding the dependencies. That's the better approach. The better approach is better to update it once. Now it got updated. Actually, we also need one folder called under, see, this src folder and this src folder are same. I mean, don't feel that both are two different src folders. It is a quick view. Actually the path is here. src has main has Java, and if you want to see all the subfolders, src, main and everything, from package explorer I can move to project explorer. So I can go to show view option here in window menu. Find a show view option, and here I'm just going to discuss what the project explorer option I'm just going to select. Now I think you can able to see my screen now. No screen freeze, it's okay now. This is my the src main Java and src test Java. These are the different locations. But in src main, we also need one more folder for resources. But the resources folder is not yet created now. I just want to create a new resources folder here. Because I need the resources folder to store the hibernate configuration file. I'm right clicking on main and I just want to create a new folder, and folder name is resources. want to click on finish. Now once again I just want to update this project. Right click, just go to this option Maven, then update project, and you can say okay. Now you got a quick way to resources also. So what we made today, almost we made the dependencies ready and the resources folder is ready for our application. Correct. And what we do next, we are actually going to write our entity class and the hibernate configuration file, and we write a test class to perform the database operations, like we want to persist an object first initially, and then we want to load an object, then we want to perform updation, then deletion. So these are the basic kind of operations we need to perform, right? So those things are going to be discussed next. So we made the structure ready, but application code will start from next session.